Hello, my friends. I'm so glad to be with you, and thank you so much for being here and spending a few of your precious time with me. Many of you, including myself, and including many people around the world, actually, are they look at Iran with amazement and utter disbelief. Uh, they are standing up to the strongest nation of the history uh, of the human race, honestly, at least in a military sense. Trump himself said, I'm surprised these guys, I don't know how they're still standing and how they haven't surrendered and raised the white flag so far. He used everything against them. There isn't a bomb in his arsenal that he didn't drop on them. And these guys are still, defiant and threatening. And the secret, my friends, is in their incredible, incredible patience and perseverance. I mean, look at the tons and tons of people there who work, for example, in the rug industry, and this hand skill that they perfected. And I think the average rug worker, the guy who builds rugs, in my opinion, represents the speaks volumes about the mental toughness and uh, of the average Iranian. I'm not saying that all the people work in the rug industry, of course. I'm just saying that uh, they show the toughness of that rug worker, the guy who handcraft and builds rugs there in Iran. Sometimes it takes, I don't know if you ever, I've seen people build rugs by hand. And I don't know if you ever seen something like that, but it is a very, very tedious work. It requires a lot, a lot of patience, a lot of repetitive, just the same hand movement uh, over and over again for months and sometimes years. Honestly, if you want to build a really nice rug of a decent size, it takes sometimes years to do that. In just 1 square inch, you'll have uh, hundreds of handcrafted knots to build this rug. And um, so if you go into a store like to buy a handcrafted Persian rug and they quote you $20,000 or something like that, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. You're not paying for the material here. You are paying for the sweat. You're paying for the hours that these people spent on this rug, the work that went into it, the skill that went into it. That's what you're paying for. Of course, sometimes, especially tourists, are taken advantage of. They are sold drugs that are produced by a machine, and they sell it to you as a handcrafted, handmade one, and they make tons of money. Of course, you need to be able to distinguish between the handmade rug and the machine-produced rug, but that's a different subject altogether. There is an interesting story. Uh, in 1979, in October 1979, was it October or November? I know it was before Christmas because in Christmas time they were holding vigils and prayers for the hostages in Iran when that U.S. embassy, I believe it was November and of 1979, um, when the Iranians, mostly students, took over the American embassy there. And then they found out that the embassy staff had shredded uh, all the documents, embassy documents. So what the Iranians did, they hired, tons of rug workers there. The people, they're very talented of them. They hired those people, and they brought all these tons of shredded paper documents, and they gave it to them. And after a while, they were able to put these documents together. They were able to reconstruct the documents, and now they sit in the U.S. embassy there in Tehran. Well, it's not a U.S. embassy now. They turned it into a museum, and the documents are displayed there. Um, so if Trump was to come and ask me, what's the secret why the Iranians are not giving in, I did everything with them, and they're still standing, and they're still defiant. I would simply tell him, I know you're not smart, but I know you got a lot of money. Go buy yourself a handcrafted, handmade Persian rug. Uh, Inspect it very carefully. Look at it, and I am sure you'll find your answers there. I hope to see you next time.